have you guys like kind of looked into like things like I think there's like also on the side there are like little bubbles popping up with like Social5 and Lens and some of these what do you call it, like DID also we've been kind of like I think this actually segues into nicely into our next conversation, which is primate markets. So we've been looking at a lot of data availability, data visualization, data security, like some of those, and like data incentivization, rendering incentivization. So there are all these like new plays that are coming up as I guess the utility of the blockchain or utility of like some of these like major layer ones kind of like get more developed. So wondering if you have looked into some of those as well.
Yeah. So in terms of that, I guess you mentioned like three different things, right? So number one, DID, number two, social, and then number three, kind of like these like these this like new generation of data projects.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think to address one and two together, because I feel like DID as well as social, they kind of go hand in hand in a way.
Mm,
Um, and an interesting thing is about with DID is, to be honest, like if you again, if you think about NFTs, actually like NFTs have proven to probably be the most effective way for like a decentralized identity, right? Like how many crypto, like Twitter sort of like which how many like crypto Twitter sort of like users can you think of just based on their CryptoPunk or their BYC or their Azuki, right? Like there are so many of these um, there's so many of these projects that try to give people this like decentralized username and stuff like that, but in practice none of them have really been as effective as simply having some kind of popular NFT PFP project, right? And then I guess the problems that are faced in DID in terms of adoption, we definitely see those same issues in social as well. And I think that's
mm,
a lot of that is because in these like P2P like crypto networks that are incentivized by crypto, you're basically giving somebody like some kind of economic return for interacting on your network, right? And so when
mm.
it comes to like social fi, people don't really call it social fi anymore, but when it comes to like social networks, like it's actually really difficult to be like, oh well, if you like my post, I'll give you a token, right? Or like if you post, then I'll give you a token.
The incentives a little bit it's awkward
Yeah,
incentives.
yeah, the incentives are awkward. It doesn't make the experience better than Web 2. And and so yeah, it's kind of this weird situation where if you make it too close to Web 2, you can potentially find your users, but then you don't provide a better experience or a better sort of platform. But then if you kind of like extend the concept a little bit too kind of far into crypto and Web 3, then it becomes this thing where you don't really have a market yet. So I think
Exactly. Yeah.
social is a really interesting place to kind of allocate within. I know a lot
Mm.
of people. I know a lot of people like to focus on Lens and a lot of the applications that are being built there. And I think that it is great to have Lens, but I think when people look at those applications and they look at the daily active users, or at least the supposed daily active users, people need to
Right.
be very skeptical of how much genuine activity that is. And I would say
Uh,
you could probably give at least a 50% discount on how much genuine activity is actually going on there. Yeah.
right, right.